Okay. Looks like everything is working. So I'm basically just trying stuff out. So let's see. Okay, so here is what I am working on. Trying to get my streaming set up correctly. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Cool. Let's see what I've done up until now. Right, so here we go. Okay, so basically the last thing that I did was just creating these lines here. So I guess what we want to do, if I do, let's take a look at the blueprint here. Yeah, so I'm drawing a debug point for where it's at. So I was thinking about doing a couple of these I don't know what to call them. Yeah, like do some sort of procedural generation that could be used as a path in a level. So I was trying out just making a sphere here, but let's see what template this is. Okay, it's a first-person template. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna start by simplifying this a bit. I'm just gonna take this code here and collapse it to a function. Generate sphere point sphere. Here we go. Okay. All right. So first, I kind of want to get some meshes to make this a little bit more fun. So I'm gonna go to the Epic launcher. We can have it here. The library, and let's see. I love the low poly kind of look. See. I don't know. Okay, so let's see if we can find something fun. So basically, the goal is trying to create a kind of procedurally generated level where the player actually kind of jumps from one place to the next. So if we can find some palettes or something like that, that'd be cool. So see if there's something called factory environments. Yeah, that's cool, but maybe a little bit too big. Factory. Let's try it again. Yeah, this is the only thing that comes from factory. Okay. Where are all of the packs? Science workshop. So polygons Viking pack. I like that. And our project is so aptly named my project. So this is the one. Like so. Should be fine. These are just meshes, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. Okay. So here we have it added to the world. Let's take a look if there's something interesting here. Buildings. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've used this before. So this could be fun. Okay. Okay. let's take a look at some of the other ones. Yeah, and I'm happy to use this one. So I am going to make it a little bit smaller though. So let's see how we're gonna do this. If we make it like 0.5 like this. First I need to know how big it is, because I'm going to be duplicating it around. Go to the top view here, and ideally we do something like this and to this, so 250. Yeah, so it's because it's 500 when it's full size, so it's 250. Let's go to our blueprint here. Yeah, I have this set up in a little bit of a weird way because I'm because I was trying to do TikTok videos with this, so but I'm actually getting used to it. So I'm gonna do an instance static mesh here. I'm going to add our this mesh here, like so, and I am going to do a for loop. So I'm just gonna start by doing 10 of them in a row. So I know that there's 250 of them. Yeah, there are 250. Their size is 250. So I'm gonna grab here. We're gonna do add instance, add a single instance, and we are going to make a new transform. And we're not going to do this in world space, so we're going to go forward. So we're going to take the index and we're going to multiply. Yeah, so I'm a little bit annoyed with this, so I want to do multiply here. So I'm going to take this index and I'm going to multiply this by 250. So this is going to duplicate it, and I'm going to set the scale to 0.5 like we did before. This should give us a line of yeah, like this. So we can go here. Let's just get rid of some of these cubes here. Okay, so that's fun. Go here, we refresh the shadows, just turn on movable shadows here. Cool. And yeah, I mean, we can do some cool things here. I wonder if I can do this side by side. So if I have this open here, does this make sense? Because like, it's really nice to see this. So because I'm going through a loop here that's growing in size. I can do some kind of math that kind of grows. So for example, if I change this to a 10-degree, you can see that it's changing here. But what I can do then is that I can take this and I can multiply by 10, and yeah, so that means that it moves a little bit here, but to be able to pull this off, I would also have to say do something like this. We move it, so this is positive x and this is positive y. Do this again, so we could see how yeah, so here we would have to add them all together. That's actually really interesting. So, but what about this 250? Yeah, okay, so 250 divided by 2, and then we do 5 degrees and 25 degrees. That's way too much. 2 degrees. let's do 5 degrees, and we move by, divide this by 2, and we say here we go. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, there's some sort of a kind of growing thing that we have to do to get this to work. But let's see. Yeah, let's just not do the rotation. But maybe I wonder what happens if we do. Let's just fix this here, and we do the pitch. We add 5 degrees to the pitch every time. Why? There we go. At 5 degrees, but then we have to move it up. Well, I mean, let's start by moving it up as well. So we go on the z-axis, get the index here, and we say we want to move this up by. So it's 250. So I guess maybe 150. Yeah. All right. So let's not mess with rotation for a while. So this is kind of cool. And this is even a little bit too high. So let's do 75. Okay. All right. So the game is going to be something like this, where this is yeah, so I have a feeling this isn't being added correctly. Is the space here the same? Yeah, it has to be. Well, doesn't matter. So let's move the player start to here, so that we start at the base of this, like so. All right, so now we have a little bit of a yeah. So the thing that I really wanted to do is I want them to appear. So the way to do that is, let's see. I'm, instead of doing add instance, I'm going to keep this in a data structure. So I am not sure how I'm gonna do this, but let's just add a folder here, and let's make a struct here as level piece info. Here we go, and we're gonna keep the level is gonna have a transform. It's going to be transform, and it's going to have index value, and it's going to be an int, and then we can do other things to it. Index. So cool. So here we're going to create an array. Struct as level piece info. Okay, so this is gonna get we're gonna clear. We're gonna make an array. Yeah, I have to do it here. Cool, and just call it data. I'm gonna clear it every time that we regenerate it, because this is the construction script that runs a bunch of times. Here we go. And then instead of doing add instance, I'm gonna do add. We do make. And this is the transform, and this is the index. Cool. And I wonder if I can dock this to the main screen. So let's get rid of this. Oh, I can't. That sucks. Okay. Okay. Now we've done that. So let's make a function or an event. Refresh track. Make it call an editor. And this is going to take the data that we have, and for each it's gonna go, and we're gonna start by clearing the instances, and then we loop through our data. Move this here, and we do add to instance, add instance, split this here, do it like this, and now this should work again. So now that if we pick our blueprint here, we have a button called refresh track, and that gives us the stairs here. Begin play. Let's do let's call refresh track here. Refresh track. Cool. So when I press play, I'll have my stair here. All right. But what I wanted to do was, I wanted to do this so that it kind of grows. So that means that, I wonder how we can do that. Right, so I guess we just have to have a running counter of everything here. So we add a variable down here called index, and that's going to be an integer, like so. And let's start by just doing, so we're not going to do this here. At begin play, we're going to do a event, do a timer, event timer, and custom event, add one more piece. We do this every second, and then we do get. We do has get is valid index. So we check if there is a valid index here. If there is a valid index, we do a get to get a copy, and basically what we can do is let's make a function. Should we make a function? Right, so it's probably clever. Let's see. So there is some, let's just go in full screen here. Okay, so so this is going to be the initial data, and we do another one of these that we call data visible data, and we do refresh visible data, and refresh visible data clears out everything, and we loop through it here. So this is probably the easiest way to do this. for now. I mean, this is probably not the most optimal one because we're clearing the array and filling it again, but we can optimize this later. So so what this is going to do, so now what we want to do is we want to go here, we want to get the index, and it's not supposed to be an array. Change, yep, that's fine. If the index is valid, we get the visible data, we get the initial data, and we do get, copy, get the index here, and what do we do? And we add it here. So it's not going to matter, the order of it is not going to matter because this is just a full list of things. Okay, so once we add it, we increment the integer like so, and then we do after that we call refresh visible data here. So every second we should get another, set this to looping. So every second that we play, we start up with okay, interesting. Why is the first one being weird? So we set the timer. When we play, what happens on construct? We make this on construct. I wonder if we have to clear initial data. Okay, interesting. So first off, why does this happen? So when we refresh, something happens. So we refresh the visible data, we clear all of the instances, and we loop through the visible data here and add the instances. But why is there? So maybe I should start. Right. No, still, like I don't understand why there is a. Yeah, okay. So this is probably just the initial one here. So I'm gonna do it the cool way. So mesh reference. Okay. What was I doing? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a mesh reference. So this is gonna be a static mesh. Here we go, and I'm going to do a soft class reference here, and this is going to be the reference to the mesh that we have, and it is a soft reference because so default. This does not work. Whatever. I was gonna be clever and do soft references. We do an object reference and we link this here. So on construct, right, so now there shouldn't be anything here if we... No, there shouldn't be anything here. So remove colon editor, okay. Instance static mesh. Go here. the component is here, and we clear this out. Okay, so nothing is here. And right, yeah, okay. So that's actually we can do something. Yeah, let's just make this a little bit more complicated. So we can go in here and we can put into our the data structure here. Let's just say that the data structure also takes in a mesh. And it's going to be a mesh. It's going to be a static mesh. Object reference, and we are also going to add a location. Let's do a transform just to be safe. And we're going to call this transform object offset. So like this. So this means that and once we go in here, here we're adding it. So yeah, why not? I'm gonna get myself into trouble for doing this. So we're still adding the instance here. So the transform itself is being set. So when we run the construction script here, we are doing. Yeah, we need to select the mesh. So let's go here and here, and we link this, and this means that we can go and do make transform. This was what, 250. I wonder if I can do that. Yeah, that is probably okay. So we do 250 here. Or maybe not. Let's not do object offset right now. This is just confusing it. Here we go, and we have the mesh here. So we can extend this a little bit later if we want to. So now that we play, we don't see anything because if we go here, we do clear instances, and when we do this, we're gonna do set static mesh now. And the cool thing here is that we just have to extend this logic a little bit, and then we'll have we can support multiple meshes. Okay. So we go here, and here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so something is happening to the first one, and it looks like the first one is not being added with the correct. Go from 0. There we go. Then we go here. Index is 0 to start with. We do that. To start by do this. Start by checking if the index is a valid number. If it is, we do get from the index, which is 0, and we add it to the visual data. Initial data has, wow. Oh, that's amazing. I must have just misclicked or something here, so that explains it. Yeah, so maybe I didn't have to do what I did before. Let's see. 1, 2. No. All right. So that's fun. I guess the trick is going to be now to figure out right. Yeah, because I have an idea. Huh. So let's add some logic to the tick. I'm gonna go get player pawn, and this is fine because I'm just doing it in single player. I'm gonna do get distance 2. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. Right, so I'm gonna loop through it. Right, so I'm going to loop through all of the initial points for each point, and I'm going to do break. I'm going to go and break this, and I'm going to do this location minus get actor location distance get distance. So this is going to be 1 and 2, and then on tick. And I'm going to make this simpler and just going to do 2. So here we have it's going to be 3. It's probably really fun watching me think. So what I am thinking about doing is I want to first create a list of things that are the chat works. Okay, so not quite sure how smart this is. All right, let's see if we can just do it. At least do something. So, okay, I think I'm just gonna save this for now. I'm gonna go grab some dinner, but yeah, this is pretty fun. I'll probably keep